Salutations, Nyasha. How are you? Fantastic. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to work with decimals and money. Well, more so decimals, not necessarily money, but money is often written as decimals because you have cents and you have dollars. Who's brilliant? You are. Who's intelligent? You are. Who can do all things through Christ who strengthens her? You can. I believe that you are talented, gifted, and highly favored, and there's nothing that you cannot accomplish. Well, you can accomplish all things through God, and especially with a made-up mind and steadfast faith. So, this particular video, we're looking at decimals, not so much with money, but because money is often written as decimals, it's implied, okay? So, and which means you can use it, it's transferable, okay? So decimals, and then we're going to look at greater than, less than, or comparative values, okay, with decimals. All right, so let's get going. I've prepared 6 problems that we're going to work on, and it's arithmetic, and you may have to do a little bit of regrouping, but once we do those, then we'll go into the greater than, less than problems, okay? All right, so our first problem is, and make sure that you've headed your paper properly, name, date, subject, all that good stuff. You know what you're supposed to do. So at this point, I shouldn't have to remind you, but just in case you needed a gentle reminder, don't forget to write your name and date and the subject on the paper, okay? All right, so our first problem is going to be 17.33 plus 3.66. Okay, so this is what it looks like. All right, so remember, anything before the decimal is whole. Anything after the decimal is a fraction or a portion of. Okay, so we have to make sure, just like when we write with a comma, we line up the comma, we have to line up the decimal. Okay, all right, so here we have, so that means before the decimal, it means behind the decimal, the ones going to the ones, tens going to the tens. Before the decimal, it's the same thing. Ones going to ones, tens going to tens, hundreds going to hundreds. Okay? So now, we have 17.33 plus 3.66. Okay? 17.33 plus 3.66. Okay? Let's take a look. 3 plus 6 is what? 9. 3 plus 6, 9. Now we're going to put a decimal. 7 plus 3 is what? 10. Very good. And we're going to carry the 1. So that's 20.99. Okay? So our answer should look like this. 20.99. Okay? 20.99. And that is our first problem. Okay? It's just like regular addition and subtraction. All it is that there's a decimal. Okay? So it's nothing really for you to fret over or get like worried, because you can do it. Okay? Once you can add, you can do it. All right, so now our next problem is 25.36 minus 16.21. Okay? Now, even though we're subtracting, it's the same rules. All you need to know is that you align your decimals, align your columns, ones and tens behind the decimal, and then ones, tens, or hundreds in front of the decimal. Okay? So let's see. What is 6 minus 1? 5. Very good. What is 3 minus 2? 1. Very good. We're bringing out our decimal. Now, hold up. We have 5 minus 6. What do we need to do? We're going to have to regroup. Very good. So we're going to borrow 10. So the 2 becomes a 1. The 5 becomes 15. What is 15 minus 6? What is 15 minus 6? 9. Very good. Okay, so now our answer is 25.36 minus 16.21 equals 9.15. Okay, so you see how we did that? We did it just as if we were adding regular numbers. And let's say the decimal was a comma. All you do is just be mindful. Bring the comma down, subtract the subtract the numbers in the back, subtract the numbers in the front. Okay? All right. Let's go to our next problem. Problem 3. Okay? And we have 47.68 minus 16.82. All right? What is 8 minus 2? So this is what our problem looks like. 47.68 minus 16.82. Okay? Let's see. What is 8 minus 2? 6. What's 6 minus 8? We can't effectively subtract 8 from 6 without getting a negative number, so what do? We regroup. Okay? All right, so now the 6 becomes 16. 16 minus 8 is what? 8. Very good. 6 minus 6? 0. What is 4 minus 1? 3. So, 47.68 minus 6.82 is equal to 30.86. Okay? All right. Let's go to our next problem. This time we're going to do, for problem number 4, we're looking at 15.75 minus 6.25. Okay? So, let's look at our problem. This is what it looks like. 15.75 minus 6.25. Okay? So, let's break it down. Okay? What's 5 minus 5? 0. Very good. What's 7 minus 2? What's 7 minus 2? 5. Very good. What is... so it's still going to be 15. So there's no need for us to regroup. We're just going to subtract the whole number. What's 15 minus 6? 9. So that means that 15.75 minus 6.25 is actually equal to 9.50. Okay? So 15.75 minus 6.25 is equal to 9.50. Okay? All right. Let's look at our next problem. This time we are going to do, for problem number 5, 33.34 minus 22.15. Okay, this is what our problem looks like. 33.34 minus 22.15. Okay? All right. 4 minus 5. I know it's really difficult because what? 5 is bigger than 4. So what do we have to do? Borrow from next door. So we're going to go over to the tens column and we're going to take 10. All right. The 3 is going to become a what? A 2. And the 4 will become what? 14. So what is 14 minus 5? 9. Excuse me. And what's 2 minus 1? 1. Okay. Now, what's 3 minus 2? 1. 3 minus 2? 1. So 33.34 minus 22.15 will give you 11.19. So do you see that we're doing the same basic operations? All we're doing is being mindful of the decimal, making sure we bring it down and put it in its proper place. All right. There's usually, at this point, we're doing no more than 2 spaces behind the decimal. So all you should have is a 1 and a 10, like ones and tens. Okay. You shouldn't have any hundreds behind the decimal. And then but in front of it, we may work up to hundreds, but right now we're only working up to the tens place. Okay. All right. So each of our problems had we went no more than up to the tens place before the decimal. And it shouldn't be no more than the tens place behind the decimal either. Okay, now number 6 is a little bit tricky. And I thought I'd do it that way on purpose to see if you remember. Okay, so for number 6, I figured we would do 20 even minus 9.66. Oh my goodness. How many zeros do we have there? What happens when we have multiple zeros and we need to subtract? What do we need to do? Subtract 1. So if we have 20.00, we take away 1, it becomes 19.99. So now 19.99 minus 9.66 is going to be what? Let's see. So look, this is what we're working on. So we had 20 and we subtracted 1. So that way, instead of having to regroup, we have all 9s, okay? And it's balanced. So now 19.99 minus 9.66, okay? What is going to be our answer? All right, let's take a look. What's 9 minus 6? 3. What's 9? 3. So we have 9 minus 6, 9 minus 6, so that's 33. What's 9 minus 9? 0. What's 1 minus 0? 1. Okay, so now you have 1033. But I subtracted 1 in the beginning, so what do I have to do? Absolutely, I have to add it back. Plus 1. So plus 1 would give me 1034. So my final answer is 1034. So $20 even minus 20 even minus 9.66 will be 10.34. Okay? And you see how we were able to include the subtract 1 method into doing this particular decimal? I know I kind of just threw that in there, and we can practice it some more as well. Because if you hadn't had a lot of time to practice it, I can certainly see how that may feel a bit confusing. But that's where we are now. So do you see that? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I'm actually going to allow that to be this particular video. We'll bring this one to a close. I love you. You can have your dad give you a couple extra practice problems if you need some, or you can watch this video as many times as you want and you can do it over. You can pause it, rewind it, do whatever you want to do. That's one of the benefits of having it on video, okay? Leave a comment if there's anything that I didn't explain clearly, or call me, okay? I love you, and I can't wait to speak to you. I hope you have a great day.